Welcome into We Talk Ball. I'm Chris. That's Austin. How we doing, my brother?
Doing good, man. I'm hyped up after listening to the intro music now.
I, dude, we moving up in this world, man. You remember when we
Oh,
started? We had these crappy ass graphics and just horrible. I mean, it was just horrible to be
it
listening.
was
Just be
just
like,
it
yeah.
was terrible everything.
It was
As
like, listen, I went back the other day to look back at our preview stuff and see what we got right and what wrong and all, and I cringed at some of the videos we did, how bad it was. So hey, we're just
yeah,
gonna keep getting better. Man, welcome in, everybody. Man, we love it. Tonight it's our first of four autopsy series. Tonight we are going Big 12. So we're gonna talk about what we got wrong, what we got right, biggest surprises, biggest disappointments, maybe a slight or no, we will slight look ahead to a little 2026, who we're buying, who we're selling. So yeah, let's we're gonna be accountable tonight, my brother. I'm looking and no, what better way to get started than America's conference, the Big 12.
I love it. I will say I was just to kind of overview this and talk about, we talked about last year the Big 12 possibly being the best conference race, not best conference, as far as football goes, but the best conference race of all, just because it seemed so wide open. Um, it didn't turn out to be that. um, but nonetheless, an exciting season in the Big 12.
It's my favorite conference, man. I love the Big 12. I genuinely actually love the Big 12. It is so fun. And boy, did we get a lot wrong. Did we get a lot wrong? So I don't, for some reason, I could not find my notes on what I personally predicted, but I do have, our consensus, which at the time was me, you, and Tyler. So I do have that, and I did not remember who we had at number two. We're going to get into a broader discussion in a minute, but boy, I know this wasn't my number two personally, but I obviously was outvoted. Baylor, but we'll get into that later. We had anyway, we'll get into that later. Hey, we did nail Oklahoma State. We predicted them to finish 16th,
They sitting right there.
right there at 16th. Are you smoking crack? Favorite conference? Yeah, I love the Big 12. I do. I mean, listen, SEC is the best conference in my eyes, but I do love the Big 12, man. The Big 12 is a fun conference to me. It is just anything can happen on any Saturday. I love it. All right, man. Let's get into it. We're gonna start with what we got right, what we got wrong. Let's go with what we got right. Austin, I feel like I'm gonna call my shot, and I'm gonna I'm gonna go with my Utah Utes, man. Like, so I predicted Utah to finish in the Big 12 championship game. Now they didn't. They finished third, which I'm
Yep.
gonna count that as a victory for me, man. Man, I for me with Utah, man, I just had a lot of trust in Kyle Whittingham, man. And I guess that's why I had just kind of blind trust that Whittingham would figure it out. And then we all know, if you pay attention to the show, my love affair for Beck, the OC. I liked him before when I think he was at New Mexico or New Mexico State. I can't remember which one he was at, but he was at one of them, and I loved him there. And I followed him, and I love his scheme and his and all that stuff. So I don't know, man. I feel like I nailed it with that Utah one.
Yeah. No, I had wrote down in the rights, and I made sure to put your name by it that you were the one who nailed it. I think I didn't I didn't think the offense would turn around that quickly, because it was so bad the year before. But I are you going to have that same confidence with that same duo in Ann Arbor this year?
Hmm. I am. I think I am. Tune in a couple of weeks on the Big
Tune
Ten.
in,
Yeah.
tune in.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I think Kyle Whittingham is just one of those sure things, man. The guy just wins, and that kind of leads to one of my next ones that I felt like I got right. I This was a team I said preseason. We voted them 10th, but I said preseason that if we were talking about a sleeper team in the Big 12 that I felt like could surprise everybody and make it to the Big 12 championship game, it was Houston, and they ended up
Yep.
finishing. And they were close. They were in contention. They went 10-3, 6-3 in the conference. So they were like right there. They were in contention for a while. And for me with Houston, man, it really had nothing to do with anything other than Willie Fritz. I had a lot of
Yep.
trust in Fritz, man. Just he's just one of those, like we talk about it with DeBoer, we've talked about it with Whittingham, we've talked about it with Signetti, we've talked about it with he's one of those kind of like in that mold where no matter where he goes, he just wins. And I wasn't even a big believer in the quarterback, even though he had a pretty good season. Preseason, that kind of held me back on actually having them hired. But I'm just a big believer in Willie Fritz. Like that dude, he's just a coach, man. And I think we nailed that on the Houston side of things.
Yeah, I truly think if we had to give each team a floor and each team a ceiling, I would say 10-3 was probably a ceiling for Houston last year, and they hit it. You know,
Yeah.
um,
I would say the biggest concern I do have for Houston going forward, I thought this was in it. So Brad Powers on Twitter or on X, he's he's like a gambling guy, gambling dude. Anyway, he put
yeah,
out something today, and it was a list of teams that had the best records with one game possessions, and Houston was 5-1 in one possession games. History says teams have a 78% chance at a worse record after that. So that's a little concerning to me because I've said it before on this show when we preview things. One of the things I look for in teams is if you have a lot of wins, and it's also reversed on the other side too. If you have a lot of wins and it's a lot of one possession games, there may be a luck factor involved in that. And it's a team that I can kind of look at and go, history says you're probably going to downslide the next year. Same with the one possession and losing. For example, we talked about it in the season. Arkansas was like 0-6 in one possession games.
yeah,
And so look for an improvement there because, when you have so many one possession games, there's a lot of luck in that.
yeah. No, I don't disagree with that, but I still have some trust in Willie Fritz that he'll continue to
Mhm.
improve. I mean, I'll be honest, going 10-3, I haven't looked ahead at their schedule to even make any type of prediction. Um, I don't know if they'll do that again, but I think he'll have them a eight win team.
Yeah. All right. Well, we talked at pre-show, man. You had some ones. I think you had some ones that you felt like we nailed.
Um, I really the only other one. I mean, like Athletes Forum podcast said, you and I fought jumping on the Texas Tech bandwagon all off season last year. We didn't want to believe it, and then it was like 2 weeks before the season started, and we said, you know what, this team's starting to come together, and like I see it now. And we jumped on that bandwagon, and obviously, I mean, they pretty much dominated the Big 12 this year. Let's be honest. I mean, I know they had the one loss, but it was a injury uh, provoked loss, So um, I'm just curious to see how they back it up next year.
I remember our discussions on that, and I think finally I think I can speak for both of us. I know for a while there in the off season, I just wasn't gonna. I was actually selling stock on Texas Tech, but the closer we got to the season, I was just like, man, they really loaded up, and I mean, it was so hard for me to ignore the talent they got on the D line, and we're old school, me and you. If it's still a line of scrimmage game to me, always will be, always has been. And I think closer to the season, me and you finally kind of jumped on board. Like, yeah, Texas Tech's going to be legit. They're going to be
Yeah.
legit. There's just too much talent across that D line. But you're right though. I am curious to see how it goes next year. But I mean, they loaded up in the portal. It's this is the part that honestly we're going to clip because it's going to be about what we got wrong. I mean, that's what People love to
Every,
get your ass when you're wrong.
everything else.
You wrote that down. We got everything else. So I wish I'm going to start saving my notebooks. I wish I had my individual ones. The way we do our preview shows, or did last year, we did a consensus when it was three of us. It just made it more cleaner and easier and funner to do. And our consensus number two, and our third co-host at that time at a previous channel, was a big reason for this. I think he talked you into it. Was Baylor. We had Baylor going to the Big 12 championship game, and I put right beside their name Baylor and in all caps LOL. Look, like I said, I personally didn't have them there, but I did have them high up, so I'm still wrong too because I had them. I do remember I had them high up there. I had them at least top 5 in the Big 12, and really, I thought we were justified at the time because they had started that season in 24 2-4. They finished 6-1. Now
Right.
they had a really bad defense, but man, they had a quarterback coming back. They had those stud receivers coming back. They had those stud running backs coming back. And it was like, yeah, we were concerned with the defense, but we were like, if we could just see a little bit of improvement, that offense is going to be so elite that they're just going to win. And it wasn't. I mean, we learned real quick in week 1 that defense was not fixed because they made Auburn look the best offense they've looked all year that last year, and Auburn sucked on offense. So, yeah, man, we got
I
that
think
one.
people had Auburn go into the playoffs after week 1. The way they worked, it was definitely an overreaction. But
I mean, I went and looked when I was prepping for the show. I went and looked to see who other people had. We weren't the only ones high on Baylor. Now we were the only ones picking them in the Big 12 championship game, but we definitely was big time wrong there. Another one. This is gonna hurt me because I went on an epic off in our preview shows about this. Arizona State.
yeah,
I underestimated the Cam Scatterboo loss. Do you remember that rant I went on? I
absolutely.
I was so mad at people like dinging Arizona State because losing Cam Scatterboo. Like I went on this epic rant that now makes me look extremely stupid. Where I'm like, I don't understand. He's just a running back. Like they're a dime a dozen. I essentially said that, and I was like, who cares? Like it's not a big deal. Like we still got Levitt, we still got Tyson, we still got Kenny there. Like we're good. Like Arizona State. Why is nobody picking Arizona State to be in the Big 12 championship game? What are we doing here? And
Yeah,
turns out Cam Scatterboo was very damn important.
yeah.
As I think that's why they struggled. They did not have a good run game.
They did. I mean, they didn't have a good run game, but outside of Tyson, they didn't have any receivers either.
Yeah, but Scatterboo helped there. Like they would give
You're right.
it helped Tyson,
Yeah,
but him out, it forced it forced it forced them to yeah. I mean, I lost my train of thought, but yeah.
yeah. I that that Arizona State team is one that I've got circled for next season. Um, I love Kenny Dillingham, and
Oh, I do too.
I think he's a hell of a coach. And I definitely feel like they underperformed last season to where, what the expectations were. I mean, yeah, you lost some players, but again, if you're going to be a top-notch coach, you got to get through that, right? You know,
Yeah.
teams in college, you can't say it's a rebuilding year anymore because every year is a rebuilding year. So I've got my eye on that one, just because on them next season, just because I want to see Kenny Dillingham be successful, and I think he showed this year that he wants to be successful at Arizona State because I think he could have, I think he could have got his name in the hat for some other jobs.
Yeah. I'm looking at my notes. But anyway, yeah, I love Dillingham, man. I actually kind of rooted for him to go to because I kind of wanted to see him at a. I'm happy he stayed at Arizona State though. I'm happy he's staying there. Amarian Miller watch for a breakout season. Our boy Athletes Forum podcast. By the way, before we keep going, hey, while you're here, go sub to the channel at College Sports Crew on YouTube. Just crossed the 100 sub mark, which is amazing, and we're finally climbing up. It got up to 107, so yeah, go hit the sub button there. Go follow us on the X at College Crew, also on TikTok at College Sports Crew. You can find all our clips there. Sometimes we go live on there a couple of times a week. So there's a lot of bonus stuff on there too that you can get. And yeah, and hey, go check out all our content, man. Jamal just did an amazing Super Bowl preview with a special guest, a former Super Bowl champion, who won the Super Bowl against um, against Atlanta Falcons when they were up 28-3. He was part of that Super Bowl with the New
God
England.
dang it. Now I got a rep.
Yeah, our guy, he shouted you out last night on the show. Sorry, Jamal. Austin doesn't support us. He doesn't watch any of our shows. No, I'm just kidding. He's busy with
I caught some of Jamal's show last night. Don't do that.
Yeah, I was about to make the kid joke again. Like he's busy with all 30 of his kids.
There's not 30 of them. There's only 4 of them. All right.
All right, man. Did you have any? I have another one we got wrong, but I have it in my biggest surprise section. So I'll kind of mention it there. I'm looking at our predictions now. I mean, God, we could spend 3 hours honestly talking about how much we got wrong. But did you have anything to add to it, or
No, I think not really. I mean, the middle of the pack to me is where I think we thought was. I think what we thought. Yeah, they are working tonight. Thank God. That middle of the pack, that Arizona State, Iowa State, Kansas State, TCU, Baylor. I think we thought we would see them that race at the top, versus in the middle. That was the surprise to me. There was just no consistency with any of those teams.
Yeah, we had Colorado at 11. If I remember right, Colorado finished 15th.
Yeah. We might have had them there as a consensus, but we talked about. I mean, you and I talked about Colorado, and was just curious to how that was going to work. I mean, Dion was out most of preseason. We were curious how bought in he was going to be with his son being gone now and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I think it all came to light just like we thought it would.
Yeah, I mean, we actually, I need to give us a little bit of credit. I know we're on the what we got wrong, and maybe I'm gaslighting here by talking about what we got right again. But the bottom group, we had Oklahoma State, UCF, West Virginia, Arizona, Cincinnati, Colorado. That was 11 or 16-11. I mean, we did pretty good there. I mean, UCF finished near the bottom, West Virginia finished near the bottom, Oklahoma State, and Colorado. Now Cincinnati, Arizona. I mean, Arizona, we got
particularly Arizona.
Yeah, particularly Arizona. I mean, kudos to them. I thought he was on the hot seat entering year 2. Like he was on the hot seat. His name's skipping my mind now. The head coach of Arizona, but kudos to him. I think they went 9-4, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 9-4, 6-3. I mean, hell, they finished 5th in the conference. Mm-hmm. So yeah, kudos to Arizona, man. We got that one big time wrong. Arizona was one. Cincinnati, I think we can classify that getting wrong because we had them finishing 12, and I mean, hell, they were up there at 7-6, 5-4 in the conference. I mean, they looked like they really were going to make us look stupid for mid-season, but then they kind of fell off
at
the end. And but yeah, I don't have anything else to add on what we got wrong. Do you?
No, I think we covered every other team.
Yeah. All right, biggest surprises, and this one you could also put in what we got wrong. BYU, man, dude. Let me start with this. I got to give credit. I always butcher his name. Kalani Sataki. That dude is a effing stud. We keep teasing this episode that's coming down the pike in a couple of weeks. When we get to our coaches ranking, I am positive that dude's going to be high up there because, like, dude, in 6 years, he's had 4 10+ win seasons. We had them picked to finish ninth. I went and looked at some previous publications. One in particular that I love is Pick Six Previews. He had them finishing eighth also. And we're gonna have to. I can't even continue. Because I Jesus, I love Jamal. Yeah. But yeah, we like the job he's done there, man. I was convinced. Especially, I was like 98% confident they were gonna have an 8-5 type year because they lost a quarterback for doing the McNasty. And if you're not familiar with BYU, just Google honor code for BYU. You're not supposed to do the McNasty before you're married, and he did it, and there it's an ultimate no. So McNasty had to leave the team. He had to get off the team. He was booted. So I was like, and then they had to get like 3 transfer quarterbacks. One was a freshman, and I'm sitting there like, oh, and then they lost some of the wide receivers, and they had a stud running back coming back. But I was like, and then the quarterback they ended up going with, who'd had a phenomenal season as a true freshman, he was a freshman, but also he didn't come till after the spring. So I was like, oh yeah, it's a lock. And then once again, BYU and their phenomenal coach, Sataki went. I think I'm saying that wrong, but he went like 11-2, ended up in the Big 12 championship game. Like that's my biggest surprise, and also one we just completely butchered.
Yeah, no, I agree, man, and I don't know. I was literally about to say what Jamal's just said there. Um, he just fits BYU football too.
He
You know,
does.
and it's also winning under the like the restrictions they have of who they can recruit and who can play there and things like that. Like that makes it that much more impressive.
Like Jamal
But
said, I mean, you got to go to other measurements. I don't know if you've seen our group chat. We are not going to explain it here, but there's a thing called Kerbin. Google that. And like my guy Snack says, they're literally trying to make compromises with Jesus.
yeah. Anyhow, let's don't bring the group chat on here. We ain't trying to get canceled. But anyhow, no, I'm like Jamal said though, I wanted part of me wanted to see what he would do at a bigger
I did
school
too.
or a
I did
different
too.
school. But I'll be honest, it was like one of those things like I was like, oh, we get to see this. That's awesome. And then when he announced he was staying, in my heart, I was like, yeah, I'm happy of that. Like that's where he needs to be. So yeah, I'm with you, man. That team just didn't look like they were going to be it. And if if Texas Tech hadn't have bought a team right there in front of them, they'd have been at the top.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's getting to the point, like I mentioned, 4 out of the last 6 seasons, 10 wins or plus, with a couple of 11 wins sprinkled in there. It's getting to the point now where I'm just gonna trust BYU. I'm just gonna trust that dude as long as he's the head coach. Sorry, excuse me. As long as he's the head coach, I'm just gonna trust him, man. I didn't have any other surprises. I don't know if you did. I mean, Arizona, but we talked about that. That was a big surprise to me.
Yeah, that was one I had circled. I'm a little shocked Utah was as good as they were, but
Yeah, next week is the ACC, so you'll have your shot to take a dig at me. So I'm gonna take mine now. Yeah, I was pretty railed on Utah. I had my co-host laughing at me, but I laughed at him on one that was horribly. I think the one I laughed at is more embarrassing than the one you laughed at. I thought there was valid reasons for your Utah skepticism.
yeah. Next week we'll talk about a team that y'all laughed that I said would be in the ACC championship and they played in the national championship. So
Yeah. I mean, it was bad.
But
Yeah, I don't really have any other surprises. I mean, we pretty much nailed on what we got right. Those was and all that stuff. But yeah, um I didn't have anything else on surprises. Biggest disappointments. I mean, it's got to be Kansas State. I mean, to me, we was already down on them. Um, Before we get to that, athletes forum, does Baylor turn the corner with DJ? I'm curious to see that next year. I'm still trying to process him being at Baylor. I just do not understand it. I mean, I get
yeah,
his father played there, and I'm glad he's going to Baylor. That's cool and all, but like, I don't know, man. It's still confusing me why other schools didn't jump in on that.
I agree with that. It is confusing, but my only concern with that at Jamal is kind of what we were talking about earlier. The offense wasn't the question. Wasn't supposed to be the question mark last year,
No, the
and
offense
yet,
was fine. It was good. It
yeah.
was the
So
defense. That's
I
my
don't
biggest concern.
I don't know how how big a difference he can make from them putting W's in the win column.
And I've kind of gotten to where I'm done with Dave Aranda. I'm kind of out on him. I'm just I think he should have been let go this year. I'm kind of out on the Aranda
I
experience.
think I think they should be up there with biggest disappointments.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Because yeah, we had them a little too high. But I think most people were pretty high going in on Baylor. I tend to remember there was a lot of people saying Baylor, watch out for them, especially the offensive side of things. That concern is huge, especially if your head coach is a defensive guy. Yeah, and the defense. Honestly, Baylor fans are probably going to look back and go, "Man, how did we waste?" Not they didn't have like a generational offense, but it was good. It scored a lot of points. I ain't looked at the advanced stats or nothing.
Yeah.
But it was pretty damn good. It seemed like they were in a shootout every freaking week. But the
It was
defense.
better than 3-6 in the Big 12.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. That offense should have never went 3-6. Absolutely embarrassing. Kansas State though, that I was already down on them, but I didn't expect like 6-6. I was a little bit more up on them than 6-6. Everything at Kansas State just felt bad from the beginning. Right, starting right there in Dublin, Ireland, playing Iowa State, like, and then like just the whole season felt off. Like there was a
Yep.
vibe that just felt. You had the head coach get quite emotional in some press conferences. Hell, he looked like he was beat the hell and back by week 4, and you just something felt like I don't have anything on the field really to dissect on what went wrong and stuff, but like just other than just like the vibes there felt extremely off from week 1 or week 0.
Yeah, week 0.
I mean, the
Um
week 0 featured the quarterback's dad and brother apparently fist fighting each other in the streets of Ireland, Dublin,
yeah,
Ireland. So
that's
that to me
right.
was like the sign.
That summed up their season.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. No, I'm with you. It did feel weird watching Kansas State this year. Honestly, watching them, you felt like you were watching a better football team than you were. Like they should be. Like, why are they losing this game? Why? I don't know. It felt weird.
yeah. Topic for
Um,
another day. Oh, go ahead. Sorry,
no, no, no. I was Go ahead.
I'm bad about cutting you off. My bad. No, a topic for another day. I'd love to see Nebraska back in the Big 12. Outside of that, both Kansas schools were underwhelming. Yeah, well, there's a lot of schools I think we all would, us diehards, would love to see back in their original conferences. Hell, not to go on a tirade, we are not going to sidetrack the show, but I mean, there's a few SEC teams I wish would get the hell out and go back to the Big 8 or Big 12, wherever the hell they came from. But anyway, yeah, the Kansas schools were underwhelming. Not only Kansas State, it was Kansas too. I was pretty underwhelmed on Kansas too, man. Really underwhelmed. Especially Kansas's coach is just like a Willie Fritz to me. Like I just trust him, and it just
Yeah.
didn't. It didn't look good. It didn't look good, and I don't feel good about next year either. Any other disappointments you had before we're gonna have a shorter show tonight, man? This was jam packed, but we getting to the
Yeah,
end.
we kind of well when you didn't when you have 3 segments and one of them takes up 3 pages because of everything you got wrong, you can fly through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
But Um, no, I don't think so. Um, I think, I mean, we didn't get it wrong, but I think Colorado, like Colorado had, I mean, look, if you watch this show, you know me and you love primetime. We love Dion.
I'm a
Um,
diehard
he had,
Cowboys fan. Dion is God to me.
had finally, Dion played for the Falcons.
I know he played for the
So
Cowboys.
anyhow, um, he finally got Colorado back on the map. You get it moving in the right direction. You know, you put two guys in the NFL that are getting some attention, and everybody knows they came. Like you just put Colorado back on the map,
And
and
then it
then you just done.
crashed and burned. Like they missed an opportunity. I think Prime missed
That's
an opportunity.
that's
I
that's
think
my whole thing is yes,
they
you
missed a golden opportunity.
because I think that was the question, right? We said it. Shador's gone. You know, your son's gone. Are you going to be bought in and still be the same coach and you know keep things moving and had it? I think you had Colorado there. Um,
Yeah,
and but now it's like oh, it's exactly what we thought.
yeah, yeah. Like we said, he missed a. It was a golden opportunity, man. You missed out on a golden opportunity, a chance to get this thing going, even up some more. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised he stuck around after Shador left.
I was
I'm
too.
glad he did because I was hoping we was going to get more exciting stuff out of Colorado. My brother lives in Colorado, not too far from Boulder. He used to work right there by the campus. Went to a lot of games. He's not a Colorado fan, but yeah, and he would call me and tell me all the excitement and this atmosphere in a town that hadn't had it and since the 90s, and I was excited for it, and I'm a big Dion guy, but yeah, I just and then he got his health issues, and I'm genuinely shocked he's still going at it. But at the same time, somebody brought up a good point. Why wouldn't you, when you're getting paid this kind of money? Why you're not going to just voluntarily give it up?
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
get Dion made a lot of money in the pros as a Cowboy. Um, what he's remembered for the most. Uh,
I forgot he was a cowboy.
oh man, but anyway, he yeah, just disappointing overall. All right, let's get into well, Jamal brought up a good point with him. Quarterback play was so trash they never figured out until late in the season. Yeah, the quarterback play was absolutely miserable. Just it was disastrous. All right, well, let's do a little look ahead before we end the show. A little look ahead at 2026, man. Let's talk about some teams. I only wrote down one, but we can talk about more. But some teams that we're kind of already buying some stock in maybe for 2026 season. And I've got one in particular. I've already talked about them before in our portal show. Oklahoma State. I am buying. Listen, I mean, you can't get worse than 1-11, guys. I mean, you could, but it's going to be hard to get worse than 1-11. So they're
Yeah,
going to improve. I do think they will improve more than like what 3-9. Like I think this is a team that can make a jump. I wrote it down in my notes. This is a team right now, as of today, can subject to change. I'm going to probably have as my what I had Houston last year. I'm not going to pick them in the Big 12 championship, but I am going to preach that this is a team that could get to the Big 12 championship. It could shock people. It could surprise people. The same thing I said about Houston. And almost similar to Willie Fritz, I'm a huge Eric Morris guy, and I just think Eric Morris is a damn good coach, and I just trust him. And we've talked about it on the Porter Show. I love what he brought all his guys with him. And the other important factor to him that I think is massive right now in college football, he's a quarterback whisperer. He's a kind of a quarterback guru. And yeah, I think this is a team that can shock some people next year. And as I said, you can't get worse than one in a 1-11.
yeah. You know, it's a pretty safe pick to say they're going to be.
Yeah, next week. Hey, Athletes Forum podcast. Y'all got to go watch it, man, on the channel. Y'all got to. It's Wednesday nights have become my favorite, man. Watching Jamal's show, guys. It's such a pleasure. And he kills it on there. He kills it on there. And I love it that it goes on Wednesday because it motivates me because like we're all on the same team, right? College Sports Crew. We're powered by College Sports Crew. We're all on the same team. But hey, we're competitive people. And when I watch Jamal, I'm like, he is so damn good at this. Like it makes me want to be better. And I love that he goes the night before us because I go to bed thinking like, damn, he killed it. Damn, he killed it. And and I'm always texting him. He probably gets annoyed. I'm always texting about the show. Like, dude, you're killing it. You're the best addition to our team we've had. You're great. Basically, please don't ever leave us. Because you're
Are you
killing it.
begging? Are you
I'm
begging
begging.
the
I'm
man?
begging. I'm begging because I've told him all this and I'm doing it again. I've told him all this. I think he can make it big. And if he does, we'll have a coaching tree here at College Sports Crew. I will take credit. I would take credit, even though it won't be. I deserve none. I will take credit. It would be like Pat McAfee when he started at Barstool. That kind of got him his big start. We're gonna take
Yeah.
credit when Jamal makes it big on like a streaming platform and he gets big. I just hope he don't forget us little guys and have us come on the show. But yeah, great show. Y'all need to check it out. And as he said, he's gonna have an Oklahoma State staffer maybe next week. So tune in. But yeah, I love Oklahoma State. And if he does, I can't wait to watch it. Is there any teams you're buying into?
Yeah, I mean, I, I'm gonna I'm gonna say Arizona State. And not because of anything other than Kenny Dillingham. I think Kenny Dillingham learned a lot last season
Yeah,
of about the way a team meshes and what it takes. And you know, look, we've seen in the NFL, Cam Scatterboo, he's more than just a football player. He is the life of a football team. To bring that energy. I hate to say this, but you don't see that kind of energy in the NFL.
no.
It's
And
just
his
not.
Giants teammates talk about him all the time, like
Oh,
as a
absolutely.
nut. They love him though. They love him.
Oh, they love him, and I think people go to play for people like that. That's not something that can be taught. That's just something you have. And again, I think even Kenny Dillingham underestimated that team and what he brought to it. But I trust him. I think he probably learned a lot last season about himself, about his coaching style, about his team. And he's brought in. They had a decent portal.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, I
so
no, I
I'm
wanted to pick Arizona State, but I didn't want to be repetitive from last year. I went all in on Arizona State, and I wrote them down, but I told myself I wasn't going to say. I'm glad you said it though, because I'm buying them
I'm
too.
I'm not yeah, I'm not gonna go all in on them just yet. And we'll see how once we break this thing down and see what the X's and O's look like. But um, I, honestly they could go in that category of biggest disappointments last year.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
even though they didn't have a terrible season. What, they finished 6-3 in
Yeah.
the conference, I think it was. I got it right here. Yeah, I mean they went 8-5.
I think
But
the reason why you didn't is because when things started to come off the rails, they kind of found ways in other games, and yeah. But no,
yeah.
you could absolutely make a case for the biggest disappointment.
So that's my early look ahead on that. We'll see though.
Team I'm not buying. This is going to shock you. And I haven't seen hype for this team. We're still so early off season. I have not seen hype for this team. I have a feeling though this team, because of their name, because of their brand and who they are, I could see this team just people forgetting what transpired. I'm not buying Utah.
Uh,
I I love
Damn it,
who
that's
do
who
you
I was
think?
going with. I was sitting there looking like, who the hell is he about to say?
Yeah, listen. I like their hire. I think he's been the DC there forever. He is the guy that has had all those great defenses we praise. I know Kyle gets a lot of credit, but he was the play caller. He was he was the guy. Kyle didn't call plays. And he's a phenomenal DC. I do think long term this hire is going to work. I do. I do like him, but when Kyle left to go to Michigan, and he took some dudes with him from Utah. He took some dudes, and then he took his OC. And I just think I could see this preseason people just kind of sliding Utah in the top half of the Big 12 because it's Utah,
Mhm.
and see that U on the helmet, and you see all that, and we just kind of, it's just second nature, similar to what we did with Bama after Nick Saban. We just, it's Bama. It's, we're just assuming like it's Bama, and Utah's kind of been that for the longest. Like it's Utah. You're always going to get Utah, and I don't think we're going to get that Utah this year.
Yeah.
So
No, I agree. We should have talked about that because that was where my head was at the whole time we were entering this segment. Um, I think Utah is definitely going to be on the bottom in the bottom half for sure.
yeah, man. Well, we did make it to 40 minutes. I legit thought we were going to
Well,
go 30.
here, look here. We're a college football platform, but this Sunday, the last football game of any league officially ends our season. Um, who you got, Seattle or the Patriots?
I told somebody on TikTok live today, which is why I ignored your call. I told somebody on TikTok live today. I just have this feeling Seattle is fixing to booty blast them. I think Seattle's fixing to dog walk them. I don't. I don't know why. I think I love the Patriots. I love what they've done. I think, especially, I love both head coaches. I hate one head coach is at New England, but because makes me like New England, and I don't like New England. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I love both coaches. I may be a little biased because Mike McDonald is a former UGA grad assistant, also former UGA alum, is a UGA alum. So yeah, built by Georgia. So yeah, I'm rooting for Seattle. I'm rooting for my guy Mike McDonald, whatever I'm butchering his name. But yeah, I don't know. I have this bad feeling that Seattle's about to put belt to ass. What do
So
you
I have to be very careful of how I
You have to be very.
analyze this game.
I think you have
For
an
those that don't,
in-law that's a diehard.
for those that don't know, my wife was born in New Hampshire, and her dad still lives there, and probably about 30 minutes away from Foxborough.
Mhm.
So I will be pulling for the Patriots. I need to make that publicly known. But I'm kind of with you. I feel like Seattle. They feel like the team to beat. Um, I I, I I hope it's gonna be a good game. The Super Bowl has been living up to the hype a little bit lately. Like
It has. I'm
it's
begging
there's
for a
been
good
some
game.
good football games, so I'm hoping it is. Hoping we will. um. Oh,
That is
anyhow,
hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, Seattle's fixing to
but
be the McNasty. No, I agree.
yeah,
I listen. I'm hoping for a good game. Are you doing anything? Are y'all doing? I thought about asking my wife to kind of do a couple of appetizers and cook. I haven't done that in a while for a Super Bowl. Are
yeah,
y'all doing anything?
yeah. No, I mean hanging out the house. Yeah, same. Wife will cook some apps. Um, my father-in-law is a die-hard Bud Light drinker. So I promised him that I would drink some Bud Light Sunday night. So figure out sit back, eat some food, watch the game, and then get depressed because this is when my seasonal depression kicks in.
All right, last question before we get in. Wait, last question. One Super Bowl good team slash drink that's a must. That's a good. Oh, he got one. Wings, 7-layer dip, and an old fashioned. Who cares about work? Food. Oh, I think he said.
Okay. Gotcha.
Oh, good
Food,
food slash drink. Okay.
food, drink.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
We were sitting there like I thought he meant something else. I thought he meant something else, and then I was sitting there like
Yeah.
team. And I think me and you were waiting to see which one was going to go first, so we could figure out what it.
Yeah. Well, if you ask Chris, Chris is going to say a Mountain Dew, the drink, and I don't know what you'd say for food,
I would like
but
your and my wife cooks it too now. I would like what does your wife cook that I love?
You talking about the chili cheese dog dip?
Yeah, chili cheese dog dip. That would be my go-to.
Dude.
Chili cheese dog dip and a
Dude.
Mountain Dew.
Jamal, if you're still listening, chili cheese dog dip is literally a chili cheese like dip, right? But instead of serving it with chips, when you bake it, my wife bakes it with pigs in a blanket around the outside of it, and that's what you dip the chili cheese. Oh man. Yeah,
Oh
I might
my
have to
God!
get some of that
If
Sunday.
BYU student and male students would do that, we wouldn't have to worry about them doing curbing or soaking. All right, everybody have a great night. We'll see y'all next week for the ACC.
Go Pats.